One of the things they say is that it's so great to have a project like this where people are actually recognising the contribution that their countries have made. The trustees gave me a very clear brief. They wanted a garden that would be for everybody to use in Woolwich, so a public amenity really, and they wanted to encourage people to come to the Garrison Church to learn more about its history, more about the Commonwealth and the Gurkhas and the contribution that service people have made over the years to the Commonwealth, and I suppose to our safety, people who've died in the various wars. So they were very keen for it to be a garden of memorial and memory, but also a garden looking forward at the Commonwealth of Nations, the friendships that develop between countries and the way that countries can work together for the good of the people.
So will that be a wooden deck? Or
well, it's actually sort of composite because it lasts longer than wood. So so when you're on the deck, you'll be it'll be at this level, but obviously at the end you'll be about. So when I started to think about the Commonwealth of Nations, I thought about the various conflicts over the years, and the countries in the Commonwealth have had a lot to put up with, not just wars, but also geographical and ecological disasters really. And I thought about the resilience of people and how our resilience is improved, helped if we work together. So the concept that I came up with for the garden was one of fractures, and the idea of a nation, a land being fractured by war and by disaster. So through the garden there's a sort of zigzag, a sort of fracture through the land, and I'm representing that with a boardwalk which runs the length of the narrow piece of land. And then I started to think about resilience in planting, and I think one of the most resilient plants that grows everywhere is the family of grasses. So ornamental grasses are just a fabulous plant to use. They have texture, movement, colour. So the garden's going to have a lot of grasses with pops of flower colour coming through, which I think will make it sort of vibrant and interesting, but also possibly there'll be sound as well with the movement of the grasses. The trustees were really clear in their brief that they wanted it to be a garden where people could come on their own for a time of quiet reflection or in small groups, but also they wanted a large gathering space. So there will be a raised platform where up to 150 people can gather for a wedding or a party or a service, whatever. So it's been designed to be a flexible garden for people to use in all sorts of ways. It's lovely to work on a project like this because I've met so many people who are really committed to the whole project. I've come in just in the last couple of years, but there's a group of people who look after this church and have been looking after it for a long time. So to, I suppose, catch the wave of their enthusiasm and their dedication really to keeping this church as a memorial, but also as a facility for people is really exciting.